Alright guys, I'm in my 2005 GMC Sierra with the 4.8. It's got 168,000 miles on it. My check engine light's on because I am pulling the PO420 code, and I'm going to do a review on this product. Today's November 21st. I got till the end of the month. That's 9 days to have an emission test done here. All right, just a little bit of history on what actually happened to this truck is, say about 9 months or a year ago, my check engine light came on and I ignored it, and well, it turned out I needed a fuel pump, so I put a new fuel pump in there, and that old one was so rusted. The fittings were breaking off. I couldn't even get the old ones out of the plastic. I had to get a repair kit for the evap lines, and anyway, I got that in there. And then I started getting a PO420 code, which is running rich on bank 2. And I couldn't figure it out. I figured it was maybe a leaky injector or something. So I replaced bank 2 with new injectors. I was told injectors are injectors. You just pay for the name. Doesn't matter. It didn't fix the problem. Still running rich on bank 2. So I went through the whole evap system. I found a bad purge valve. You could actually blow through it. It's not supposed to be like that when it's unplugged. So I put a new one of those in there. It didn't fix the problem. Replaced plugs, plug wires, made sure the coils were fine, checked the compression on that. So I couldn't figure it out. It was driving me nuts. I figured it has to be the Chinese injectors, so I went and put some AC Delco ones in. I think that's what they were. Or same on the other side. That actually fixed the problem. And but now I think it might have wrecked the cat, and that's why I want to do this review. And what I'm going to also do is, I don't know if I mentioned this before, is I'm going to go buy some, if this doesn't work, I'm going to get some, an anti-fowler for the spark plugs, drill it out and put it in a cat to see if that actually helps. That shouldn't say you need to be at a half a tank of gas. I'm at a half a tank now, so we'll see what happens. Alright, I'm at AutoZone, and as you see, bank 2 is, it's not steady like bank 1. It's jumping all over, and it's enough of a variation to put the check engine light on or whatever. But alright, I'm going to pick up my anti-fowler spacers, I guess you want to call them, for the cat, in case I have to use them. But anyway, alright, I had dumped this stuff in there. CRC, per instructions, drive 20 to 40 miles. There's my odometer, which I pretty much did. Here's a look at my O2 sensors. The bottom one is the one I'm worried about. It's still all over the place. It'll jump all the way down to like 190 and then all the way up to like 800. So I'm not sure this product is working. However, I'm supposed to fill up a full tank of gas and drive it down to 1/8 of a tank, and then it's supposed to be fixed. Guaranteed, apparently. Or twice your money back. I don't think anybody ever collected on that. But plan B is, in case that don't work, I got my anti-fowlers. I'm going to actually drill out the tip. Alright, so my O2 sensor will fit in there, and then check the readings, and hopefully I get something stable. Otherwise, I was thinking, okay, I got 9 days. Well, Thanksgiving's coming up. I might have to get it done before Thanksgiving. Otherwise, I will be probably have to pay a late fee or whatever the hell it is. Anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, there's all brand new oxygen sensors in my truck. This is an old stripped out one, but I just drilled a hole in it, and I ended up with the biggest size was a 1/2-inch drill bit. Alright guys, today's the 22nd, so I got 8 days left. I don't think I'm going to make it. I did not reset the computer, so I'm going to leave the engine light actually cycle through and turn off by itself. But on a full tank of gas, I got almost 40 miles down, and it's still jumping really low, even under load or when I'm driving. I can't film this when I'm driving, but it's still jumping all over the place here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the O2 spacer in, and we'll see what that does. Alright guys, at first when I started driving this thing, it was holding good. It was between, say 550 and 800. And then the longer I drove it, it seemed like it started fluctuating again. So I shut the vehicle off, and now I'm just sitting here and it's holding at lower numbers, and then it'll go up and kind of hold at the higher numbers again. Let's see if that even happens here now. But in either case, I don't think this is going to work. Alright, on a search it said it's better to reset the code, so I just reset the code, so I'm back to square one here. And still, I notice when I'm on the freeway or anytime I'm accelerating, it's good. It's around 700. Anytime I'm doing like 45 or idling or whatever, this thing drops down to 130, well, as you see, and it pretty much stays there. Alright, today's the 23rd, so now I have 7 days left. And the light did come back on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the spacer on. And as another video showed, the next method is adding this one on there also to bring it back even further. We'll see what happens. I did test the cats as far as heat goes. The good one was about 75 degrees hotter on the output side. And this could be a plugged or bad cat that I'm dealing with is like, it's the same temperature on both sides, maybe even slightly cooler. Alright, after a drive here, it's all warmed up. On the freeway, it was doing pretty good. It was still bouncing between 900 and like 82, what you see there. I should have mentioned before, I also did switch sensors. I put the bank 1 in the bank 2 and vice versa. Now, the bank 1 is actually a Chinese sensor. It's new, but it's Chinese. And it was working fine, and now I notice this thing is kind of, a bank 1, well, right now it's saying 837 steady, but that was started jumping also. I never did that before, so I might have to actually order another AC Delco one. But the sensor 2 here, that's an AC Delco 1 now, and it's a newer one, and even though it is fluctuating higher and lower, it seems to be not all over the place, and maybe it'll be enough to not trip the light. Anyway, I probably have about maybe 35 more miles to put on before it'll trip the light, so I'm going to leave this in there, and we'll see if she trips the light. Alright, today is the 24th, so I got 6 days left, but good news. I probably got 40 miles past where the check engine light should have came back on, and my scanner is showing that the catalyst is okay. So the evap one, I don't think, I think you can still pass even though it's not complete. That takes a while. But so what I'm going to do Monday is I'm going to disconnect everything, run it down for emissions. I still have the problem, so I still want to continue different methods cleaning out that cat. Alright, today is the 25th, and I don't have to worry about it anymore because I got my pass. So I actually, I pulled this out, I put everything back. The Chinese O2 sensor is back on bank 2. Sensor 2 again, and once again it's switching back and forth more quicker, and I guess with these double spacers, a single one didn't work of course, but the double ones, it just seems like it slows the switching, and for some reason it passes. Since it's been out, I'm waiting for the check engine light to come back on, but it's been only 3.4 miles, and what I'm going to do next is to try and correct this problem. I'm going to spray out the cat with this gum out. And what I did is I drilled a hole right in the front after the first sensor, of course. And I used a self-tapping screw. And it's just big enough to get this little straw in there. So I'm going to shut this off, let it cool. And I'll spray it out real good, start it up, put the screw back in there because I don't want to leak. we'll see if the light comes back on. See if I can actually fix the problem. As far as the hole goes, I could either leave the screw in there, or I actually have a MIG welder, so I could actually put a tack weld on that. But I'll let you know what happens. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. That's where I put my self-tapping screw right before the cat. And I don't want to spray it in there when it's too hot. I don't want to melt the straw, but we'll see what happens. Alright, I sprayed a bunch of carb cleaner in there. I got some white smoke. I drove for about 13 miles, maybe 12. And my sensor 2 is, it's all over the place again, just like in the beginning. I don't think there's any saving this cat. I don't think anything's going to save it. But what I'll try and do is spray more carb cleaner in there. Maybe I'll even go through the whole can. I mean, those spacers, that'll get you through emissions, but it's illegal. So once your engine light goes out, if you don't feel comfortable, just pull them out. And this, I think this one cycles through around every 50 miles or so, but otherwise, just leave them on. Chances are they won't even check them. All right, you guys, my check engine light did come back on after 64 miles. It's been 64 miles since I removed the spacers. And just doing a systems readiness check here. You'll see my, come on, focus. My evap test did not complete yet. It is one of the reasons why I didn't want to reset the codes on this thing, because when you take it down for emissions and they see that the evap is still not completed, that kind of tells them that at some point you did reset the codes, do some kind of work or anything. Let's take a look at the trouble codes. We'll read the codes. We'll see what codes came up. The evap one is not complete, so a bunch of other stuff is going to come up there. See, we got 8 of them. There you go. The PO420 is back, and all this stuff the test was not complete on, so this is just evap garbage. But anyway, cat's ruined. Alright, to recap here, I use the CRC. Even though it's guaranteed to pass, there's a little note on the back where it says if your vehicle has pre-existing mechanical issues, the additive won't work. Anyway, simultaneously, when I had this stuff in there, I had the first part of the plug-in, or the first part of the spacer in, just this bigger one that was drilled out. Check engine light came back on, I reset it, and then I just added both of them. Then reset the light, and it passed emissions. Then I used the gum mount to spray out the cat to see if it make any improvements. When I disconnected everything, the light did come back on after 64 miles. So to sum it up, this was like 15 bucks. I wouldn't waste my money, or even the problem of trying to clean out the converter. You can if you want to, maybe it'll work for you. Did not work for me. This though, this is it comes in a set. You get both of them. You only have to drill out one. It's 10 bucks. And if I could go back in time, I would have went straight for this. I did not even have to use the, what is it, steel mesh? Stainless steel mesh that some videos show you putting right in the center. I suppose if this didn't work, you could try that too.